Hello. It's been a while. It's been a while, guys. Hi. So, today I wanted to do a little tier list ranking video for you guys of the Squid Game characters. Okay, so I just recently watched Squid Game on Netflix, and I liked it. For what it's worth, I enjoyed the experience, and there was some bloodshed. There was some violence and poor people waging war on each other. All really sad things. And I have some opinions about all of these players that you see below. If you guys haven't already, follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell button to turn on post notifications. It'll let you know every time I post a new video or when I go live. If you guys have been around here for a little bit, you know that I do occasionally stream video games live on the weekends. One quick thing, guys, there will be spoilers in this video, so let's get started. In case you guys don't know, S tier is the best, even though it's red, it's the best, and F tier is obviously the worst. This is player 111. He is the doctor. I would have to say, like, my initial gut instinct is to put him around here, around B tier. You know, he's a rebel at heart. I do appreciate his rebel spirit and that he's looking out for himself and he's trying to, make his way to the top with his own special tactic. Is it unfair? Yes. But I think this guy tried his best, and I think he was just looking out for himself, and if I was given these same opportunities as he was, I probably would have done the same thing. Does that make me a good or bad person? I don't know. I don't know. And that's the thing about this guy. The doctor's name is Byung-ji, and Byung-ji and I, we're not that dissimilar. So maybe he goes in C, because he never really openly looked out for anyone. I don't know. Yeah, we'll leave him with C for now. All right, next up on our list, we have this stunning man here. This is the cop, by the way. This is the cop who infiltrates the whole operation. He risked it all. He's definitely better than the doctor. I mean, he really went balls to the wall, and he thought fast. He was thinking on his feet. He picked up that, the guys are speaking Morse code when they cough in the middle of the night. He's switching his mask and promoting himself in this environment and eventually getting face to face with the front man. So I respect the hustle. Capitalism would love him. His name is Jun Ho. Capitalism would love Jun Ho.
Money, 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 money.
And for that, I give him a B. Next up, we have player 101, otherwise known as Doksu. So the only notes I have for him, I mean, it's kind of pathetic. The only notes I have for him is that he's a criminal. So that shows you how noteworthy I thought his character was. He's just some criminal to me. He's in it for himself. He's selfish. He's, he objectifies women. He's just kind of a dick. He's got this weird alpha, he's got to be the dominator of the space and got to assert his dominance and his alpha maleness all over everyone, which I generally really don't like. For this, he might be F tier. He really, I really didn't like him, and it just feels like everyone who hung out around him was doing so because they perceived him to be the strongest. It's all mind games. He's playing his own game. It's Squid Game, but he's playing his own game. It's called Alpha Game, and he needed to be it. Well, guess what? You got killed by a girl.
Beta!
You literally got killed by a girl. You got killed by a girl. You got killed by a girl. You got killed by a girl. Well, guess what? You got killed by a girl. Couldn't even alpha his way out of his own death. So, yeah, he's gonna go in F tier. Next up, we have Ali. Ali is... It does not get much better than Ali. You might know him as player 199. 199. He's from Pakistan. He has a lovely wife. He's got a young baby waiting at home. He's working his ass off in a freaking warehouse. His boss hasn't paid him in 6 months. Are you kidding me? His boss hasn't paid him in 6 months. He goes in there and he demands some respect on his name. He says, "Sir, Give me my money. And Homeboy's like, I don't even really got the money to give you. You're gonna have to wait. You know, it escalates, and as we all know, they get into a quarrel outside in the warehouse, and Ali pushes his boss into a machine that is running, and the boss's arm just starts spewing just blood. It all gets cut off, and it's disgusting. It's graphic. You know, if I hadn't gotten paid for 6 months and I just moved to a new country with my wife and infant child, you know, I'd be pretty pissed off that I wasn't paid in 6 months. So I honestly feel like Ali did nothing wrong. And then he has such a good heart when he goes into the game. He has such a good heart. He trusts anybody that gives him the time of day, which honestly is a little bit ignorant in that environment, but we love him for it. We love him for it. And I don't even want to talk about how he died, because that... Hello? Oh. Just the wind. Or a ghost. Like I said before, his ignorance just got the better of him, really. He should have had his guard up a little more, especially around the character that he got partnered up with in the game which he died. So, Ali never wanted to kill anyone. You know? He never had that, like, violent tendency. So for this, he gets an A. For this, he's so far the highest ranked player. Yeah. He could even be S tier if I'm being honest. I would, yeah, you know what? No, he's going S tier. We're going S tier with Ali because he literally did nothing wrong. So, next up, we have this psycho bitch. She really is a psycho. Her name is Mignot, and she is number 212. And really, all I have to say is she is literally off her rocker. I don't know if this was like a tactic. Obviously, that did not work. She generally made me really uncomfortable. She made me cringe a lot. But you know what? She covered many people's asses. While she was trying to form alliances, she definitely covered people's asses, which I respect. I do wonder if this makes her better than the cop. Because she was there for multiple different people. And maybe it was out of her own self-interest, but at least she was down to play that game. Next up, we have Ilnam, Player 1. The iconic Player 1, Ilnam. Old man. He's just he's the oldest fucking, look at him. He's old as dirt. He's the oldest fucking guy in the game. Why is he there? He's so fucking old. This doesn't make sense, right? Of course not. We find out at the end of the show that this is all his grand idea, and he's some mega billion trillionaire or something, and he's the one organizing all the Squid Games, and he wanted to play the last Squid Game before he died, and all this stupid shit, right? Like, I literally don't care about him. Like, it's crazy. In the first couple episodes, easy, he would have been S tier. Easy. But by the end of the show, my opinion of him completely changes. And I find it fucked up that he's, you know, he even was saying, like, some people bet on horses, we're betting on humans. Bitch, why? Why? You don't have enough things to do with your billions of dollars? Go fucking buy a Oculus Rift and do VR, you know? Go, like, buy a boat, you know? There are different things to do than to wrangle poor people up and make them fight each other to the death, right? Like, I totally lost respect for him. I'd have to say that he's F tier as well. He's up there with, what's his name, with Doksu. Or should I say down there? Yeah. This feels right. This feels right so far. I'm liking how it's coming out. Okay. So next up, we have the protagonist of the show. His name is Jihan, player 456. I have a lot of thoughts on this fella right here. You know why? Because before he got into the Squid Game, he couldn't even get into his damn family. He, you know, he wasn't really there for his daughter. Some other guy's raising his daughter with his ex-wife. He was not even really there for his own grandmom or his mom, but he wasn't even there for her. You know, he's always taking money from her, going out and betting, and he's in debt. He's not paying people back. He's completely irresponsible for his own actions. And I really don't like that. Ugh. He tries to be a good guy in the game and do what he has to do and get people to the top, but I don't know, man. I'd say he's about on par with the Doctor. This is him, like, pre-Squid Game, and, like, during Squid Game, right? Because there is, spoiler alert, there is a slightly different version of him post-Squid Game, which we'll rank later. So next up on the list is this fine-ass man, this tall drink of water, have you seen a better face than this? Have you? Have you seen a better face than this? Because if you have, I would like to see it as well. This is the recruiter that Ji-hun runs into at the train station, and they play the game with the paper and they have to flip it on the subway, right? He's easy S tier. Easy. And you know what? I actually don't blame him as much as I blame other people for the creation and the perpetuation of the Squid Game. I don't blame him. He's a recruiter. He's a middleman. Maybe he doesn't even know what happens there, you know? This is a guy you want to give the benefit of the doubt to, okay? Because he's just so freaking gorgeous. You just want to give him... I call this pretty privilege. Okay. Next up, we have... Sae-byuk. Sae-byuk, number 67. I love this bitch. I love this bitch. She loves her brother so much, and she wants nothing more than to give him the life that he deserves. And she obviously has love for her parents. Unfortunately, the situation that she found herself in was really dire, you know? So her and her little brother are the only ones who made it out of North Korea, and they're fending for themselves, and she wound up here somehow. She's a really good pickpocketer. She spent some time in jail, actually, with Player 101, Doksu. And we know that she's a hard bitch. We know that she can handle herself. We know that we don't want to mess with this bitch because she'll cut you. She doesn't give a fuck. She even had some moments of, like, change and some insightful moments, you know, in her character arc, which I really respect. She's probably an S tier. She's probably up here, yeah. These three for sure. Next up, we have the unmasked frontman. So the unmasked frontman, this is a huge spoiler alert. In the beginning of the series, we learned that the cop, Jun-ho, has a brother who's been missing. Jun-ho gets the idea that maybe his brother was kidnapped and is now being forced to participate in the Squid Game. Which, I mean, yeah, if that was the case, like, I would want to break in there too. So what we find out at the end of the series is that the front man with the mask is actually Jun-ho's brother. So that's pretty big deal, you know? It turns into a face-off, and all I'm going to say is the front man won. Unmasked, I think I have more respect for him because he was more sure of himself and he didn't hold back. And for that, honestly, I give him a B. I rank him a B. Him and his brother are at about the same tier for me. So next up, we have the front man with his mask on. And for me, these, even though it's the same character, there was enough nuance there for me to hold each of them in a different regard. So honestly, I think the front man, when he has his mask on, is kind of a cuck. Like,
That just makes you a beta
he's
cuck.
clearly under the thumb of the VIPs and of somebody who arranges or organizes the VIPs, right? I just don't like that attitude. I don't like that he has to kiss ass and that he has to appease these rich white men. All the shit that they said in the show sounded so weird. I think they were just trying to, like, make them as American as possible, if I'm being honest. And if so, they did a pretty good job. Anyway, so the front man with his mask, I'm going to have to put him at D tier. Yeah, he's going to be the first D, the front man. All right, we only got 3 left. So next person we're going to rank is Ji-hun with red hair. Spoiler alert. The bitch has a crisis moment where he's like, oh my God, I've just been through something traumatizing. Let me go dye my hair a spontaneous color. Okay, so kind of a weird trope, I feel like, to assign to this character in the show. Like, it didn't really feel natural to me that he wanted to do this, but whatever, this is how it was written. So, how do I feel about him with red hair? I feel worse about him with red hair. This is him post Squid Game, okay? Like, it's not just from the moment that he dyed his hair. It's like from the moment that he left Squid Game is what like him in his red hair represents to me, right? So let's think about what Ji-hun did after leaving Squid Game. He went to go pick up Se-byuk's little brother from the orphanage, which is great. And then he pawns him off onto Song-woo's mom. Granted, he gives him a lot of money, but it's just this idea that, like, he had promised Se-byuk that he would look out for her little brother if she died. And to him, that meant pawning him off onto his friend's mom. To me, that just doesn't... I feel like that's, like, really kind of slimy. He's just miserable, going around doing nothing. He's about to go visit his daughter in LA or in America, wherever she lives now. And, of course, at the last minute, he's like, oh, it's actually more important for me to stop the next Squid Game than it is to see my daughter. And it's like... It's just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And for this, I rank him lower than I ranked him pre-Squid Game. Squid Game kind of ruined him a little bit, not gonna lie. He's a D. He's a D post-Squid Game for me. Alright, we have second to last person here. This is Ji-young, character 240. She's introduced at some point when Se-byuk is looking for a partner for a game, and she connects with this girl, Ji-young. And there's a really, really amazing episode with her and Se-byuk kind of connecting. Even though they know one of them is going to die in this game, they just have a really heartfelt moment. She talks about some of the crazy stuff that she's been through with her abusive father, and how he unalived her mom, and then she unalived him for unaliving her mom. And it's just some really intense stuff. This girl's been through a lot, but really at the end of the day, all she wanted was some human connection, just someone to like understand her. And I think she found that in Se-byuk, and I think they really bonded. And I think I do like all of these four characters the same amount, for sure. Okay, last but not least, actually last and least, let me correct myself, is fucking Song-woo, player 218. The player that you want the most to die because he fucking sucks. This guy is literally so deceptive, so self-interested, so fucking unethical, and just rude. I just really hate his actions. I feel like he's a really shitty person. And you know that he's jaded from like one of the first episodes that you see him in, because he's been lying to his mom about going to America. He's definitely F. And honestly, it makes me want to move everyone up. Because I think I hate him more. I hate Song-woo more than Deok-soo and then Il-nam. I really do. So this makes me want to move these guys. Everyone moves up one. You know? Maybe something like this. That feels right. That feels right to me. So, if you watched this long, thank you so much. This is my opinion on all the Squid Game characters. Let me know if you agree or if you disagree. I'd love to talk about this with you. I thought it was a good show, and I think there's a lot to be said about it. So I might be putting out more Squid Game content in the future if you guys are interested in that. Otherwise, it's just going to be the usual for me, streaming, vlogs, quick stuff like this that I can just throw out for you guys whenever I want to connect with you guys. Again, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Netflix has a crazy show coming out. Bye!